Esther.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's good to have you on my show. So, Esther, a lot of people will know you for your biggest hit, Kupe.
Yeah.
But that's not how you started. You were more of a rapper doing grime music, right?
Yeah. I started off doing grime and then UK hip hop. I started off making music in school, so at first it was just like a hobby with my friends. After school, we just go to one of each other's house, just record a song, put it on our phones and then play it to everyone, and everyone would like it. And then after a few years, I started to do UK hip hop more, started to get a bit more known locally.
Anyway, they were waste, but you know me, I've always had good taste. Been putting the beef on flame since I was in year 8, and there's never been a day where PMA couldn't spray. So every day I let it spray. Got a bit of fame, then they started looking at me in a way. The love turned to hate, all cause I was blessed, all cause I was paid. So I had to move on point, couldn't ever decay, couldn't ever.
Just after a few years, I tried out Afrobeats. I done a song with a few Ghanaian acts. It blew up, everybody liked it. And then since then, I've just been moving more into the Afrobeat sound, and now we're here.
I get that, it's fat and round, I fold that. It's longer than a throwback. In rap, I've got a flow that's the effing best, effing fresh, I effing dressing, effing F. Swaggers looking reckless, so the girls give me head and head. Go with some mommy, but the chick, she looks like a pen mommy. We was in the club and then we went mommy. Inside the car and then I bent mommy. A-star, silver flavor and qualms. Got this babe in my car. She's like A-star, it's hard.
How were you able to transition from grime music to Afrobeat? Because it's completely different.
Yeah, I guess so, but I'm a rapper, so when you're a rapper, you can kind of rap on anything. So I started off rapping on Afrobeats, and then I started to find my own voice, find my own style. Now, when you listen to my music now, I'm still rapping. I say I'm still rapping. I'm not singing, I'm rapping. So I'm just rapping in an accent. So you don't really hear it as hip hop, but I'm still rapping.
So you've created your own niche, which seems to be working. How did you get that idea?
When I started to make more Afrobeat music, I started to notice like there was a whole scene on Instagram of African dancers just dancing to African music, and I made a song called Eggplant, and then I made a remix with a DJ called DJ Flex, which was like more like a fast kind of version of it, and the dancers just jumped all over it. And since then, I just started to realize that the dancers like my music, so I started to make music focusing on the whole dance scene, and just accidentally created a lane, I would say.
Gosh, your energy is on some different level, because I've attended one of your events where you perform Kupe.
Yeah.
As with back Ace can actually be dancing to you. Your energy is on a different level. So I want to talk about, you grew up in South London. Yeah. I've listened to your previous music, and yes, your style of music has changed, but you are someone that's always kept a clean image.
Yeah.
How did you manage to navigate through without getting into any gangs?
Into any gangs?
As you know, it's prevalent in South London, that's what I'm asking,
Yeah.
And the impact it had on your music back then.
I always used music as a way out. So I had friends that were in gangs, and like I was around the gang environment, but music was always my way out. Like even when I was to hang around with gangs, it would always be to make music, to go to the studio. Like they would always call me to come to the studio and jump on their songs. So, I mean, they were around, they were friends, but music was always the focus. It's always been my focus. It's always been what I wanted to do. So I'm glad that I realized that that's what I wanted to do at such a young age. So I always used that as my way out.
And Jones was telling me, I know you know Jones very well, the producer.
Yeah.
How you used to
Jones is like my older brother.
Your older brother. He can see us. You used to actually go to Elephant and Castle's tube station to sell CDs.
Yeah, exactly. When I first released my first mixtape called Superstar when I was around maybe 16, 17, and we made like 1,000 CDs. Those were the CD selling days, and then you just used to hit the roads and just sell them for £2, and just, I had loads of features on there. I had Gigs, who was big at the time. and a few other like local rappers, so it was easy to sell. Just like, yeah, this is my mixtape. I have gigs on here. As soon as I saw gigs, and I just used to sell them every week, literally, and we managed to sell like thousands of CDs. So,
oh wow, you've put in the work.
It was dope, yeah.
Let's talk about your infamous song Kupe.
Yeah.
You smashed it. It's
Thank
got
you.
over 23 million views on YouTube.
Thank you.
It's getting played at weddings, parties, you name it, social media. How did you feel at that moment? Did you say to yourself, do you know what, this is it for me? Because you've literally established yourself.
Yeah, I mean, every artist has that one song that just defines them. I feel like with me, Kupe is that song for me that just, I mean, if no one's ever heard of me and then you say Kupe, they're like, oh yeah, we know Kupe. It's just that one song for me. So, I mean, at the moment when it happened, because you're in it, you don't really see how big it is because it's you, if that makes sense. So I didn't really realize how huge it was. I was just happy to be in that moment, and I just felt blessed, and I was just focusing on the next steps, really. So, I mean, after Kupe, I've released so many other songs.
Yes.
So I'm always like a step ahead. Even when Kupe blew up, I was already a step ahead. So I'm just always trying to focus on the next move, how to make the next move bigger.
Songs are always global. I follow you on IG, of course, and what I've come to realize, your audience, for you being a Ghanaian, you would have thought most of your audiences would be in Ghana and here in the UK, British Ghanaian.
Yeah.
But most of your audiences are in Europe. Were you surprised by that?
No, I wasn't surprised because I've always wanted to make music that appeals to the world, not just where I'm from. You know, so I've never been stuck in a box like, I'm from Ghana, I'm from UK, so I should only make music for Ghana and the UK. I make music for the world. I want the world to listen to my music, so, I mean, it's meant to happen that way, I guess.
Yeah, and I remember one of your songs, Mother Tank.
Yeah, okay. You're taking it back.
We are going way back, yeah.
Okay.
You were talking about the fact that you didn't speak the language, but you understood.
I understand it.
You understand it.
I still don't know how to speak it.
I'm going to teach you. You don't understand it. Did you feel as though you were being deprived of your culture?
I felt like, not like I'm being deprived, but I felt like the time that I was growing up as a child, it wasn't cool to be African, if that makes sense. It was cool to be Jamaican or just to be British from the UK. So it wasn't something that, like, being from Ghana wasn't something that I bragged about, and learning my language wasn't something that I was focused on. I was more focused on just trying to be a UK boy, or just to be a UK boy. So it wasn't something I focused on until it was too late, I would say. People say it's not too late, but I feel like it's too late.
No, you can still learn the language.
I know that's what people say, but it's so challenging now. They do, yeah. But it's so challenging now. I feel like the time frame where you're supposed to learn things when you're a kid is that when you get to a certain age, you lose. It's harder to pick things up. Yeah, exactly. So, and because I'm so busy doing so much different things, it's like I don't even get time to focus on that. But the good thing is I do understand the language, and I can say a few words like what to saying, you know. Like, I can say a few words.
Even non-Ghanaians can say it.
I can say a few words and like a few sentences, but the most important thing is I understand. So when I go to Ghana, someone can speak to me and I can understand it. And most people in Ghana, I think they understand English, right? Like, when I speak English to most people in Ghana, they understand what I'm saying. So at least I understand the language, I would say. So I'm halfway there.
make you feel like when you know English you're complete. But I've just turned 23, and I learnt about the Panthers, about Malcolm X, about Marcus Garvey. And now I wanna speak my language. I wish I could speak my language. I'd use that to my advantage. Flying home would be standard. If I could speak my language, in a motherland landing, I'd use that to my advantage. Flying home would be standard. If I could speak my language. See, I'm the only one in my fam that can't speak my mother tongue. My parents taught me when I was young, but as I grew older I lost it. Don't know how I lost it. I probably just wasn't interested, but I'm grown now. I wanna learn it all over, but it might be too late. You know they say you learn your best when you're the youngest, but when you're an adult, it's the longest. See, I understand it, but I can't speak it. Every time I try and speak it, I sound like an idiot. They all laugh at me. My sis laughs at me. I just wanna have a conversation and tree with the man them. Hang in the crowd, Kamasi like a vulture. Chill with my people and embrace my culture, but there's a language barrier. So every day as I'm jamming up, I wish I could speak my language. I'd use that to my advantage. Flying home would be standard. If I could speak my language,